A new supercar mod comes to BeamNG. It's the Bruckell Ravix, and it's inspired by the Chevrolet Corvette. The mod just released for free, and it's on the RLS Patreon. Now, they've been creating this as a law-friendly supercar. So the RLS team created the RLS Career Mode and the Ibishu Yoru. And now they're bringing this law-friendly supercar to the game. It is a public beta mod, so it's not complete yet, but I had to check it out. It looks amazing. It's based on the Chevrolet Corvette C8. That's the first mid-engined Corvette, and they're still making that one today. The interior also looks stunning. I love the dashboard there and the way the steering wheel looks with its flat bottom and flat top. Now, the mod isn't finished, so there's not much detail in here. There's not much interactivity, but you can tell this is going to be a brilliant place to be in here with that little sunlight there and these bucket seats. Now, if I open the door, we can open the front and we can open the trunk. So we've got the butterfly doors from the Scintilla, and this is a heavily modified version of the Scintilla. If you open up the trunk, or the rear window, I guess you could call it, we can see the 6-litre V8 engine from a Bruckell Bastion. It produces 398 horsepower, so not that much. 400 horsepower is about the minimum you need to be classed as a supercar. And before we take it for a drive, it really does look like a law-friendly vehicle. They've done well to replicate the style of Bruckell vehicles in BeamNG. For example, look at the Bruckell Bastion's lights and the grille. And then look back at this. It's like a, I don't know, the Ravix is a squashed version of a Bruckell Bastion almost. So, driving the Bruckell Ravix. Now, currently, we are in comfort mode, but what are you doing? Of course it's a Bruckell Bastion. We can put it into sport mode, and we have a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Now, this thing is quick. It's not like Ferrari or Lamborghini quick, but it's definitely a supercar. Top speed is 180 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. And that dual clutch transmission can be put into semi-automatic mode. It's a very rapid transmission, and the handling of this thing is astonishing. Now, if I put it into track mode, you can see we've got active aero there at the back. The spoiler does pop up, and it does have active braking too. It handles better than the Scintilla. I think it weighs less than the Scintilla. Wow, I made it through there. And the suspension feels a little bit firmer, and the weight distribution is a little bit better. So they've tuned this car to be a really good handling vehicle, not just the brute power you expect from a supercar. It's got the handling to match. But what about the crash model? Well, we're going into an ETK. Whoa, wow, that thing absolutely got annihilated. What the hell? Well, it looks a little bit spiky, perhaps. Not the best. Oh, thanks, Covet. But yeah, this is a work in progress, so it will improve with time. Now, of course, we also have a drift mode, so let's try and drift this thing. Whoa, okay, you can initiate the drift a little bit. Oh, okay, so the front wheels, they're having the ESC cut in at the front to control the slide. It does mean you're not really in control of the drift. The car is doing it for you. Whoa, oh yeah, you can see it cutting in and really biting those front wheels. Let's try it with the ESC off. So human input only. There you go. This thing, whoa, this thing can drift. Now, I don't know how many supercars have these drift modes in real life, but I kind of prefer to do it myself. You know, it's a lot more fun than letting the car drift for you, basically. Now, because this mod is in public beta, this mod only has 2 configs. We're in 0.1 of the mod, and there's more content to come in the future. We were just in the S. Let's check out the SX. So this is the SX, and what makes it different? Well, it has all-wheel drive, but that means this thing weighs about 1.7 tons compared to 1.6 tons for the standard rear-wheel drive variant. Now, being created by the RLS team, of course this mod supports career mode. You can put cargo boxes on the front passenger seat, but unfortunately you can't seem to put any in the frunk. The frunk is pretty big and it's lit up in there. Pretty deep frunk, you just can't put any cargo boxes in. Now, when you're driving around town, you can put it into caged mode, and that means that the engine has less power and the ESC cuts in more, so you can't really use it as a supercar, although I can still get a little bit of tail out action, and it's still pretty quick. I'm not sure I like the look of this color. I think it's a beautiful looking car, but in this beigey, greeny thing, nah, not sure. So with all-wheel drive, we are heavier, and that does mean it's a little bit more understeery, but the car still wants to drift. There is a bit of oversteer, more than I expected for an all-wheel drive car. Now, it doesn't feel much slower, and it's still a very enjoyable car to drive. I would say this is slightly easier to drive. You just press the throttle and turn, and most of the time, even in track mode, ready? You can get round the corner. Oh, turning circle is okay. Little bit of understeer. So what about a top speed test on the highway? So this thing should do 170 to 180. We're going to find out exactly how much it is. Well, there's 145, and it's still climbing. We're in 5th gear. There's 155. That's what most cars can do at top end in real life. Still going, 160. Oh, I think this is a 180 mile an hour car. If you had a long enough straight, I don't think we're going to make it, though. 165 is all I can do. Oh, no. Ah, well, that is impressive, but it's not 180. I don't know. This is the base model. 398 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot for a supercar. So this mod will be updated a lot in the future. We're at 0.1. There is very little content in here, and I will come back to it in the future. It's a great looking car, great looking project, and it drives really well, even in its first release version. Now, the scintilla, when you flip it over, the doors pop off to let you out in a crash. Now, does this do it as well? Let's see. No. So, if you flip over in the Bruckell Ravix, you're trapped. Okay, it's time for a track test. So let's put the car into track mode and watch the active aero come up. I love that rear spoiler. Also, if you notice, when you turn your lights on, look, there's little lights at the side. Now, these I would call reflectors, but they turn on. And at the front, is this some kind of US legislation I'm too British to know about? Okay, let's go. Now, this thing, whoa, in track mode is a bit of a beast. It's not that much of a handful, and you don't really require much skill to get it around the track fast, which I really love. You get a bit of oversteer. Power is lacking. It's not the most powerful supercar you'll ever drive in BeamNG, but it's faster than sports cars, that's for sure. It's probably better than muscle cars around the track, because even though it has less power than those, even less than the Bastion, most of the Bastions, it does handle a lot better. Okay, on to the long straight. A bit of understeer around there, but we're all right. And we're off. 100 miles per hour. 120, yeah, and it's very stable. Pretty much no shaking coming through the steering wheel, which is great. You can feel the road, though, so the force feedback is good. Whoa, over the top. And hit the brakes about now. Probably braked a bit late there, but the brakes are really good. Okay, now it's time for the ultimate test of any car in BeamNG. Wow, we're oversteering there. It's the corkscrew corner. I haven't done this in a while, so how's it gonna do? Come on. Round there nicely. And brake. Turn in. Oh, understeer. Wow. That's more understeery than I expected. I was on the brakes quite late there. I'm going to try that again. So it is a forgiving car to drive. You know, it does reward you for skilled driving. But if you make a mistake, you are going to get that understeer and oversteer. But it's not really that dramatic. Okay. Okay, from the interior view, it's easier and it drives quite well through there. Pretty quick. Well, that was the Bruckell Ravix, a brand new free supercar available on Patreon. I've left a link in the description. Let me know what you think of the mod in the comments down below. Are you excited for future content in this mod? I think the best thing for this mod would be more powerful engines in the future. That would really turn this mod into something very special. If you'd like to see another lore-friendly supercar mod for BeamNG, click the video on screen right now. It's the Gavril GD808.